As we saw in the last episode, Luo Feng came face to face with Zuika and his massive mechanical puppet army. Zuika didn't hold back. He threw almost everything he had at Luo Feng. The army was huge and perfectly coordinated, moving like one giant machine. But once things escalated, Luo Feng revealed his trump card, the power of the Silver Wing King. The moment he activated it, the battle flipped in an instant. Even when Zuika sent in elf-grade puppets to turn the tide, they ended up destroyed just like the rest. In just 2 minutes, Luo Feng wiped out nearly 40% of Zuika's forces. That was no small number. The battlefield was filled with piles of broken puppets. Seeing this, Babata and Atuka were ecstatic, calling it their lucky day, saying no one could stop them from making a fortune now. But Zuika wasn't done. With the situation slipping out of control, he activated his 9 divine kingdom. Using the combined power of 81 divine kings, he tried to crush Luo Feng's Silver Wing King inside their divine grinder. Luo Feng quickly countered by ordering Alina to lead their million-strong tiger beetle army. The moment Luo Feng gave the signal, Alina released the swarm. Millions of tiger beetles surged onto the battlefield, launching a devastating combined attack. The impact was so strong that Zuika's massive pyramid-shaped spacecraft shook violently. Its protective barrier flared up, but Zuika himself felt the pressure inside. He admitted that the tiger beetle's combined strike was terrifying, powerful enough to kill even the king-level being. Meanwhile, his 81 god kings had already exhausted their energy and needed time to recharge. Rage filled Zuika's face. At the same time, Luo Feng gave another order, this time to Erina. He told her to unleash the 10,000 blade shadow insects and focus entirely on tearing down Zuika's pyramid ship. Erina obeyed instantly. The moment the blade shadows entered the battlefield, chaos spread everywhere. They tore into the ship's systems, throwing its balance and control into total disarray. Zuika roared in fury, but by then it was too late. Luo Feng closed in for the final strike. Zuika shouted, "Silver Wing King, I won't spare you." But Luo Feng pressed forward. Erina confirmed that she had completed the order, and Luo Feng acknowledged her before teleporting Zuika's entire 9 Extremes Divine Kingdom base into his own spatial storage. That move drove Zuika into madness. He hurled the divine grinder at Luo Feng in desperation, but Luo Feng spun and kicked it away with ease. With that, he prepared to withdraw. Babata and Atuka could hardly contain their joy, laughing and shouting that they had struck it rich. Zuika, meanwhile, was left in despair as he watched his divine kingdom base and token slip away. Shaking with rage, he swore that the next time he saw the Silver Wing King, he would crush him without mercy. He vowed to seek out stronger allies and grind Luo Feng into dust. As Luo Feng's group escaped, he warned Babata that their enemies might still give chase. And why wouldn't they? He had just destroyed countless puppets and stolen an entire base ship. Zuika had suffered heavy losses. He wasn't going to give up so easily. Luo Feng knew the danger would only grow if Zuika managed to recruit experts from the main continent, where divine beings are everywhere. To prepare for that, Luo Feng pressed a notification on the ship's screen. Meanwhile, Zuika was already contacting others, offering rewards. He said, "Help me kill the Silver Wing King and recover what he stole, and I will make sure you're rewarded beyond imagination." Luo Feng, however, didn't waste time. He teleported far away, well outside Zuika's detection range. Zuika could only slam his fist in frustration, shouting that no matter where Luo Feng hid on Xiaoyunji continent, he would eventually be found. Soon after, Luo Feng reached a remote area where the Star Fantasy King appeared. Luo Feng thanked her sincerely. She replied that there was no need. Meeting the Silver Wing King of Mr. Sand Island was already remarkable, and the 10 million reward made it worth her while. Before leaving, she reminded him that if he ever needed help again, he should remember her. Luo Feng nodded as she departed. Reflecting on everything, Luo Feng remarked that making money was actually simple, but even he admitted the commission fee was more than what even high-level assistants usually earned. Babata cut in, telling him not to overthink it. At that moment, their detector transmitted another report. Zuika had released a bounty. Back at the mechanical race's base, a bounty poster was indeed being distributed everywhere. Zuika declared that the Silver Wing King, a human king-level expert, had destroyed countless puppets and caused massive losses. He ordered everyone to capture Luo Feng alive and deliver his exact coordinates in exchange for 50 million Yun units. The bounty spread like wildfire across nearby stars.
Elsewhere, on Tai's ship, Poison and the others received the news. They calculated that 50 million yuan was equal to 25 million han. They realized life was about to become even harder for the Silver Wing King. Somewhere else, Luo Feng sneezed, sensing that news about him must be spreading. He knew his golden-horned beast form could no longer appear openly. Babata confirmed it, blaming their outdated detector for being too slow. Luo Feng agreed they needed to return to base camp and buy a much better one. Not long after, Luo Feng felt a strange sensation stirring in his body, something he hadn't experienced in years. The first time he had felt it was when he met that mysterious figure, and now it was happening again. He realized that person must have returned, radiating such a powerful force from afar that it shook even his body. Meanwhile, somewhere else, a master of the Nazi race was using a ring to track Luo Feng. His subordinates reported detecting a world master-level human ahead. The master scoffed at the idea of a lone human traveling the extraterritorial battlefield, but admitted humans had it easy thanks to their race's power. He spoke bitterly about how the Nazi race had been forced to hide in the shadows alongside the demon forces. Deciding to make a statement, he accelerated toward Luo Feng. Luo Feng's detector failed to pick them up, proving the other side's technology was far superior. Babata warned him that fighting them directly would be dangerous. Luo Feng's fighting spirit urged him to clash, but he restrained himself and teleported away before contact. The Nazi master muttered that next time Luo Feng wouldn't escape so easily. Later, Luo Feng reached a base camp and managed to escape danger again. Though safe, he was frustrated with himself for fleeing. He vowed that if they crossed paths again, he would not back down. Afterward, Luo Feng focused on selling his spoils. With the help of his master, he found a buyer for the mechanical puppets and base ship, earning 6.1 billion Han Yuan. With the windfall, he bought 2 high-quality detectors, spending 3.8 billion. These detectors could pick up both long-range and close-range threats, ensuring that from now on, enemies would never detect him before he detected them. He also purchased cloud vines for cultivation and a fire god crystal. Its destructive power was equal to a king-tier self-destruction, perfect as a last resort weapon. Excited, he showed his purchases to Babata and the others. When he fed the cloud vines to his star-blooming grass, she devoured them instantly. The energy caused her vines to glow, shifting in color as she cried out in pain. Luo Feng urged her to slow down, but she continued until she broke through. A wave of terrifying pressure spread out. Luo Feng recognized it as the pressure of the universe origin. The breakthrough was complete. She had reached immortality and could now establish her own divine kingdom. Luo Feng celebrated her success, but he also knew he had to keep improving. He began merging his human body with 8 blood law crystals, raising his strength to a continental level. At the same time, his golden-horned beast body fused with 165 crystals. Mamta explained that these crystals came from the crystallized blood of a fallen god beast, which explained why the golden-horned beast could merge with them so smoothly, perhaps even because of its connection to the beast god. Not long after, Babata summoned a Zuika, who carried the mysterious token. Examining its patterns,
Babata concluded it was drawn by natives of Yangi continent. Luo Feng suspected it might be connected to the sacrifice tower, and he remembered the mysterious force he felt earlier. He decided he could not stay within human territory. Too many treasures were waiting beyond. Luo Feng made up his mind. He gathered his companions, boarded the ship, and set off once again for the battlefield. Along the way, he ran into Taiwo and his team. They greeted each other warmly after so long apart, then parted ways. Luo Feng's journey continued. When he reached the same region where he had teleported before, he once again felt that mysterious pull. He quickly shared the coordinates with Babata, who confirmed the source was 1 billion kilometers away. She also reported 3 aliens attacking a human in that area. As their ship approached, the aliens detected them as well. Their leader activated a defensive barrier and loudly bluffed that king-level allies were on the way. But Luo Feng saw through the lie. Without hesitation, he ordered Irina to prepare. She released the insect army, which immediately combined their power for a full strike. The attack ripped through the alien master's domain, destroying everything in its path. Planets shattered under the blast. The alien leader's defenses crumbled, and before he could summon his ship, Luo Feng's army overwhelmed him completely.